Alright guys, how's it going? So it's what, Sunday, I guess. Gonna make a couple of videos. They'll be separate obviously, but I got a couple things I want to talk about, but kinda have to get ready for this. I don't know, they call it a snowstorm, but I don't think we're gonna get too much out of this. We're getting a lot of wind though. So probably should have, looks like another tree branch fell again over there at the neighbor's place. That's what you get when you have trees that are 80 plus years old. They get pretty fucked up from the weather. So, but yeah, so like I said, I'm just gonna make a couple of videos. They're gonna be as short as possible and get to the point of all this. But yeah, so the first thing I want to talk about is our Wyoming life. If you guys know that YouTube channel out that way, I believe they'd be straight that direction from my place. So, but yeah, basically, just to kind of sum it up, him and his wife, they got a divorce. Okay, well, it's none of my business really, but it's kind of, I don't know. There's so many things that I want to say. One, obviously, I hope that instead of getting a divorce, they maybe could work out whatever issues that they're having. Which, I mean, obviously, they're going to keep that private, which is perfectly fine. It's understandable, you know. But they really should, I mean, maybe they have been. I don't know. Again, like I said, they're keeping all this shit private, which is understandable, and I can respect that as well. There's going to be a lot of douchebags that are not going to accept that, and they're going to make up rumors. So, but the problem with getting a divorce, if it was just the husband and the wife, okay, there's not really going to be that much damage there. But now they got kids, you know, and those kids are going to be, they're going to be scarred by this. You would think, well, how are kids going to be scarred by this? Well, they can be. And who knows what's been going on behind closed doors, you know, when the cameras aren't rolling, right? Who knows what's going on inside their house. So, you know, but you see it all the time. And this is why it's kind of getting to the point where kids shouldn't even be brought into this world because, I mean, not right away. You know, I don't know how long they've been, like, dating and then how many years they were married and then whatever, right? I don't know their full history on that. And again, it's really none of my business. So, but the way you see it with a lot of families is, you know, they date for like 3 years, some are even less than that, and then they get married. And then within like a year or two of being married, well, then they want to have a bunch of damn kids. It's like, okay, well then after you bring a bunch of kids into this world, then you quickly realize that you're no longer getting along with your partner, you know, because either he or she or whoever, however you want to look at it, they're douchebags, they're cheating on you, they got a secret family somewhere else, you know, like, not saying that that's what's going on here, obviously, but it just shows how, you know, kids are being brought into this world at this day and age, and nobody is like, it's very rare to see an old couple or even a young couple, I guess, whatever. Well, should start with a young couple. You don't ever see a young couple growing old together. You know, they get married when they're, 20, 30 something years old, whatever. I guess it depends on whatever. But then they don't grow old together, you know? Like, you don't see that anymore. You know, you're lucky if they're married for maybe 5 to 10 years and then they get a divorce because, you know, whatever. My theory is you should be dating, you know, for a long, long period of time. I mean, I'm probably talking like, you know, maybe 5 to even 10 years, and then be married for another 10 years, and then see how it goes from there. I feel like a lot of people, they're bringing kids into this world too soon into their own, you know, marriage. And they don't even know if their marriage is even going to last. And then you brought in kids, and then you're stuck with them. It's basically the same road that my sister's going down. She brought 2 kids into this world with a douchebag, and he's still being a douchebag even to this day. He's always been a douchebag. But see, the problem is now they're kind of always going to be stuck together. You know, like, yeah, they're not married. They were never married, but they still brought kids into this world for whatever stupid reason. And then, you know, now you're stuck with this douchebag because you have kids with him. So that kind of bonds you together a little bit, and then, you know, it's a mess. That's what it is. It's a mess, and that's what's going on throughout this whole entire world. Is you got people bringing kids into this world that, one, probably shouldn't even be having kids because maybe they're not stable themselves, or, you know, they don't know. I just don't think that they know enough, you know. I mean, it's just my 2 cents. Take it however you want, but basically, I mean, they probably have already done all this work, you know, going through the divorce. That's a messy thing to get out of, you know, or to do. Even like one lonely farmer says, he says that it should actually be the opposite. It should be easy to get a divorce, but hard to get married. And it's kind of true in a way, because, you know, there's a lot of hoops that you have to jump through to get a divorce compared to getting married. You don't really have to do as much. And if you get married, well, then everything's split 50-50 unless you sign a piece of paper during the marriage thingy saying that if you ever should get a divorce in the future, then your stuff stays your stuff and their stuff stays their stuff, you know. But a lot of people don't really do that. So it basically would be kind of the same like if I got married, you know, and she moved into my house and then we got a divorce. Well, she could take half of my shit, even though I paid for this house and the land that I'm standing on. I paid for all this out of my own pocket. This is legally my place. This is just my house, everything. It's in my name. But if I got married and then got a divorce, well, then she could take half my shit, you know. So it gets kind of ugly. But it's also not right either, you know, that they can take half your shit. But what I'm trying to say is that they never really should have gotten married in the first place, you know. It's just sometimes I kind of wonder if marriage is even ever worth it, you know. Especially in today's day and age, nobody ever gets along with anybody, you know. Things have changed to the way, you know, things have just changed compared to the olden days, you know. So, but what do, you know? I mean, I don't know what else you really could do. I would just say not even bother getting married. And a lot of people don't, you know. So, I mean, my grandma, she was married for I don't know how many years, but she was married for a while there. And then, yeah, she got a divorce, you know, because this was long even before my time, right? So, and this was many years ago, right? So, and she's never been remarried since, and she's not even interested. Same thing with mother. She's not interested in getting married or anything. She ain't even dating anybody. You know, neither am I. I'm not dating anybody, and I'm not married either. Same thing with my uncle. He's not married either. So, of course, you're not going to find anybody around here, but it's just the fact that, you know, marriage is kind of it's another way of showing true love to somebody, but the way it is nowadays, there is no true love. You know, and that's what's going to damage those kids, because they're going to think, well, this is normal. To get a divorce and get married, get a divorce, get married, you know, and they're going to think that's normal when it's not. What's normal is to get married at a certain age, and you stay married until you both die. You know, but we don't see that anymore. And like I said, I don't know what's going on in their case, but you know, there's going to be rumors, you know, started, and they're going to be spread like a freaking wildfire. So, but yeah, I kind of obviously I feel bad for the kids, because the kids are, they're caught in the middle of this bullshit. And like I said, I don't know if they've been trying to fix their marriage or not. You know, I mean, that's obviously private, but I kind of hope that they would. I hope that they are, or they're thinking about it. Because divorce is a very ugly thing, and it can destroy lives, especially the young lot, you know, the young ones, you know, that are still learning and growing, and you know, and they're learning this stuff when they should be learning true love and knowing how it really should be. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of an unfortunate thing, but I kind of liked. Honestly, I thought it was kind of funny. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick about this, but I find it funny when he said that his wife, or now ex-wife, or whatever, Erin, that's his name, or her name, she was going to take over that channel, and she was going to run it. Okay, well, I mean, in a way, that's fine, because that is her. That's more or less her ranch. You know, that's not his. He was married into this. So that's her ranch, you know, that's her place, that's her family's side of it. So yes, it would be natural for her to, you know, take over the ranch, and then I guess run the YouTube channel that was designed for their channel, or for their ranch. Here's the thing. If it's going to just be her and then their helper, you know, they got a helper that comes there, works for a few months, and then they go on vacation, and you got another person that takes over, and they work for a few months, you know, they're helpers. Okay, well, I can't see the wife and then that helper running that ranch. I don't know what. I mean, the kids are only going to be able to do so much too, because they're young and they're not going to be able to pull calves or you know, most kids don't like needles, so you can't expect your kids to give your cows, you know, shots that they need. I don't think that she's going to be able to juggle running the ranch, raising those kids, and then running their farm store, which, you know, that's probably all just going to, you know, go downhill. And then having to run a YouTube channel. That's actually a lot to do, you know. I feel like it's going to be a lot for her, and she's going to get to, you know, she's going to get to her breaking point, and then something's going to give, you know. And it's going to be the YouTube channel, probably. Because naturally, she's probably going to want to focus on the ranch more than anything else. Well, that should be your top priority well, at least number 2. Number 1 should be your kids. You know. So, YouTube is just YouTube. You know. So, but everybody was saying that channel, you know, it's going to go downhill. It's going to crash. You know. Unfortunately, I think that is reality. I think it will happen as well. one only farmer thinks that, and I'm sure there's probably quite a few other people that are thinking the same thing. You know, and it's an unfortunate thing too, because I've been watching their channel for, I don't even remember how many years. It's been well over 4 years probably. I can't remember. It's been a long time. I know I've been with them for quite a while. And, you know, and you could just watch how their channel, you know, you could just tell that from the time I started watching until now, you could tell that the channel was going in a different direction. You know, like, it was a good thing though too. I mean, they were getting more viewers, more subscribers. Their channel was actually growing. They were getting sponsorships, which that is could be kind of a good thing, but it can be kind of a bad thing too. But you know, it is what it is. So, but unfortunately, I just like any other YouTube channel I've watched over the years, they all crash. No matter if they're big or small. Out of all the years I've been on YouTube, and I've been on YouTube since 2011, I've watched at least 10 YouTubers, their channels just crash. They either just stop uploading for whatever reasons, they don't even, you know, like, say goodbye. You know, they don't do any of that. They just drop dead for some reason. You know, whatever. The channel just stops. Or, and there's only 2 channels that I know of that the owners of those channels have actually died. There's probably, and while there's been other ones too, but I don't watch them because they're old and they're not obviously what I'm into. So, but I think I got a sticker from this guy right here, MBYR31. I used to watch his videos all the time. He died probably about a year ago, 2 years ago now. He died. His channel is completely gone. We thought that his ex-wife she wasn't going to upload on it, but there was rumors that she was going to keep the channel going so then she could take the money from it. But it's not even on YouTube anymore. You can't find it. So this is the only little bit of history that's left of that. You know, that's the wins for you. Stick the wind. But yeah, so there's been a couple of other channels, like I said, that have, you know, people have died and their channels basically just sit idle. They don't do anything with them anymore. So unfortunately, I kind of feel like that's what's going to happen, you know, to that channel as well. It'll just eventually fade into nothing, you know. And I mean, that's kind of another thing too I've been kind of thinking about, you know. Well, my channel is supposed to be based off of farming too. I'm supposed to be making videos on running our farm, but obviously that hasn't happened all that much. Like, it's slowed down quite a bit because it's just, you know, things aren't going my way, so I can't really make videos about them. Let's just say that. So I don't really know how to even explain it, but it's just not happening. So, because we don't have all the equipment. So, like, if I bought a cutter and a hay baler, okay, well, I could be making videos on that and doing that. That would get some extra views and whatever. Okay, I could be doing some repair videos, you know, repairing some stuff. Yeah, but they only go so far too, you know. And I mean, even for me, it's kind of hard to think that what if I was making all these videos and then my channel grew, you know, really, really big like that, and then all of a sudden, you know, I had to leave the ranch. I couldn't farm anymore, right? For whatever reasons. You know, I almost kind of feel bad for the people that have even subscribed to the channel and they're learning so much and they've gotten to like the people that were in the videos and yada yada yada, you know, like Everybody was just coming there to have a good time with everybody. But now all of a sudden it's just like the channel has taken a 180-degree turn, and now heard a big bang there. Now Mike is no longer going to be on that channel. He's going to be running the other channel that they have, which they haven't even uploaded on that channel for like 8 months, probably something stupid like that. So, well, what is he going to do? I don't know what he's going to do for. Is he going to go buy his own ranch or something and try to make more ranching videos or whatever? I don't know. I don't know what the guy's going to do. He hasn't said anything yet. So, but it ain't good. This is kind of, it definitely has gotten ugly. It's not so much ugly, but it's just that the channel's done. And that's what kind of pisses me off, because I've gone through so much of this over my years of being on YouTube. You find a channel, you're like, oh great, this is going to be a badass channel. Sure enough, it is, right? You find a good channel, you're gonna grab a bowl of popcorn and your favorite drink, and you're gonna sit there and watch a video. And then you do that for 5+ years or whatever, and all of a sudden the channel disappears, or the channel's going downhill. And unfortunately, that could happen to me too, right? It's like, who knows, right? Either something could happen to me, or, maybe the family and me, we just don't get along anymore, and I just bailed out, right? Okay, well, then what do I do with my channel, I guess I could change gears a little bit, and instead of trying to get into the ranching stuff, I could repair stuff, or rebuild stuff, whatever, but there's only so much of that you can do too. So, and I'm honestly, if I didn't do farming anymore, I probably would switch over and just focus more on my scamming channel, where I deal with scammers. Now, of course, I don't do anything to like the big time YouTubers do, like they do. I just do it more or less for fun, but they actually can trace these people down and try to find them. Whereas for me, I'm just going to fuck with them. This is it. I'm not going to figure out where they live and, figure out their names. I just don't care about that. So, but it's hard to think that, if I was in their shoes, or if my channel was as big as theirs and I had to fuck off, Mike is what made that channel. It wasn't his wife. His wife was hardly ever in the videos, So everybody has gotten more used to Mike and seeing his face, we don't hardly ever see. It's not like it used to be. I don't know. I think if you would kind of focus on the videos a little bit, and you kind of notice when the wife wasn't in the videos as much, and then the same with the kids, I kind of feel like maybe that was the timeline when stuff was starting to go south with them. And maybe they just didn't want to be on camera anymore. But I don't know. I feel like if at least Erin, the wife, was on these videos way more, and in the past videos, obviously, if she showed up in a few of those videos more often at that time, I feel like that we would have accepted this a lot more, because we would get to know her. We would get to know her more. It'd be at the same level as what we know Mike, which is the main guy. I feel like it to me anyway, I feel like it would have been a better turnout if the wife was more involved with the videos. But she does do her own thing and yada yada yada. But she's just not in. I mean, you go back in their way back in their videos. Yeah, she was in quite a few of them, but it's been over like, I don't know, the last year probably. You could kind of tell that there was less of the wife and less of the kids, and then just more about him. I mean, the kids are still in the videos every now and then, but it was very rare to actually see them. You know, you hardly ever seen the wife, and that's why it's kind of, I don't want to say hilarious, but it's just not. It doesn't sound good. You know, that the wife is going to take over the channel, continue to make videos, and then take care of the kids, take care of the farm store, which is probably going to crash and burn, and do all this other stuff that she's probably already doing now. She's already going to be on fucking overload. At least with, you know, when Mike was around, you know, he could do the cattle stuff and she could do the gardening stuff, or you know, or well, I think that's what she was doing. She was doing the gardening stuff, and then she was running the farm store. So I don't know, but if she had to do all of that and then run a YouTube channel, plus take care of the kids, you know, plus other stuff that we probably don't know about, she's going to be on overload. And then she's going to end up snapping, and then, you know, something's going to give, right? And unfortunately, I think the first thing that would go would be the YouTube channel, because that's going to be the easiest thing to get rid of, you know. So, but, you know, and Mike sits there in his video and he says, you know, to continue to watch and you know, support her and whatever. Well, it's kind of hard to support somebody that hasn't really been in videos. I understand that you guys weren't getting along at the time, but I felt like it would have been the best choice for the channel. You know, you guys are ripping each other's throats out. She still should have been involved with some of the videos. Even if she wasn't directly next to him, she could have been in the farm store talking about whatever in the farm store while he was out tending to the cattle. Or when he was out cutting hay, she could have been in her greenhouses doing her gardening stuff and making videos about that. I feel like that if she would have went down that road, getting her face on camera more often, it probably would have balanced it out to where it would be okay. You know, like it wouldn't be such a shock to everybody, and we would get more comfortable with seeing her. You know, it would be the same as me just one day fucking off and giving my channel to somebody that nobody even knows, you know. Like, I could give my YouTube channel to, I don't know who to use as an example. Okay, I got one. The local mail girl. You know, I'm using her as an example. You guys have never ever met her. I've only met her once. That's because she smoked my mailbox. But it was alright, I guess, in a way, too. But it'd be the same thing as me just fucking off and then giving my channel to her, and then she starts uploading videos. You guys don't even know her. You guys have not met her personally. Neither have I. We've only talked for like an hour, and that was it. But do you get what I'm saying? It would be the same as me just handing over my channel to a completely different person that has never been in any of my previous videos. Anything, you know. That's what's going on here, unfortunately, is that you're giving your channel to a person that hasn't shown her face in quite a long time. And I honestly don't think it's going to really go. It's not going over very well now either. But that's because everybody has accepted Mike. We've all gotten to know him. We're all comfortable around him now, you know, so to speak. And we don't really know much about the wife. So, at the end of the day, people are going to unsubscribe. Because they came here because of Mike. They came here because of his videos that he was doing, showing their way of running a ranch and explaining stuff. I want to see her explain the stuff that he's been explaining over the past few years. I mean, she would probably know it. I mean, but I don't know. You know, I mean, when you think about it, it doesn't sound. It just doesn't sound good. You know, even if she did try it, here's the thing. Mike has this pinpointed to that if you upload a certain amount of times a week, you know, well then you keep the audience happy, you keep them around, and you know, I mean it's more work, yeah, because you're uploading, you know, more often, whatever. You got to edit videos pretty much around the clock. But you know, I just don't think she would be able to do that. You know, it'll be interesting, I guess, going forward, but at the end of the day, the channel's done. I think it's going to be done. And it's the one channel that I did not expect to hear about or to see about or whatever, you know, to just all of a sudden crash. And then, you know, I mean, the only ones I guess that are going to stick around are probably the hardcore people, you know, the ones that are diehard fans of them. But when you're only there because of Mike, you're not there because of the wife or the kids. They hardly ever showed their face on camera, which is, I mean, yeah, they got their own things to do. That's understandable. But like I said earlier, I think if at least the wife had appeared in more videos more often, you know, showing, maybe even just showing her side of the stuff, you know, that maybe that would kind of balance it out, and it would help, you know, maybe it would help to have that switch to go from him to her. It would probably be a little more forgiving. People would be more forgiving, and they would, you know, they would probably accept it a lot better. But given how it is now, you know, just to upload a video one day saying, hey, I'm fucking off, my ex-wife's going to take over, support her. I don't know. It's kind of hard to support somebody that hasn't really been on camera in the last year, if not a little bit longer. You know, like, I'm not trying to be a douche. I'm not trying to, you know, put them down or anything like that. I'm just saying that how they are going about it is not going to save the channel. You know, it's not going to help the channel any. So I kind of wish that it didn't have to go the way that it did, but I mean, what do you do? That was their decision, you know, to get a divorce and end it and whatever. But I wish that they kind of would have thought about it, you know. Or, like I said, I don't know if they tried getting help, you know, to fix this problem. I don't know, but it's kind of just an unfortunate thing. So, I mean, if they did, they did. But if, again, I don't know. But, I mean, that's not my business either. So, but, I don't know. I just feel like the channel, you know, it's just going to go downhill. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to word stuff for you guys, but the channel's done. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Because I don't think that the wife's going to be able to do it. She's probably already stretched so thin, you know. So, but he has to leave because it's not technically his ranch, it's hers. It's her side of the family's ranch. So, he has, you know, unfortunately he's the one that has to leave. So, you know, I don't know. At the end of the day, it sucks. But what do you do? You know, you can't force them to be together, especially when they're ripping each other's throats out. You can't do it. I mean, I imagine the kids ain't faring very well. That's for sure. But I don't know. It's not something I expected to see, especially after being with them for so many years. That's why, in a way, how do I word this? It's kind of in a way where I just don't want to watch like big time YouTubers anymore, or really any YouTubers for that matter, because it just seems like when they're getting big and they're getting good and they're, it seems like they're really going somewhere, then everything falls apart. I mean, it could happen with me too, and I'm a much smaller YouTuber. I don't get that much reviews, so it could happen to me too. So, but in a way, I think it's almost kind of good too, not to be such a big YouTuber, because you have this large audience of people that are on your side and they got your back and they enjoy your stuff and yada yada yada, and then you're right there the next day, ripping, you're done. You're done. You walk away. You tell them that you're done. So that is what's getting kind of old, especially towards me, because I've had a lot of YouTubers over the years. Like I said, they've quit, they've died. It's not like it used to be. So, and honestly, for me, it's getting kind of old to have to find channels. The only channel that seems like that has fared okay, is One Lonely Farmer. But I've been watching him since 2011. I've been there that long. So, he's married. He's got a wife now and one kid with her. But I think technically the way it is, if they got a divorce, I think she would have to be the one to leave, because it's his ranch or their farm, and it's his side of the family stuff. So, but I don't know. He's been married for a few years now, and things have seemed all right. But things can change too. But what I'm trying to say is that it's always been the one guy, on One Lonely Farmer's channel. It's always been that guy. It's never been. His kids have been in a few videos over the years, and they still kind of are even to this day. But it's mostly just him, because it's his channel, and that's kind of just the way it is. So, like, if Wes walked away from One Lonely Farmer, well, that channel will just get destroyed in a heartbeat. Everybody's so used to him, so it's crazy. It's crazy to think that, one day he could fuck off too and just be done with it. But he's been on YouTube for a very long time and he's still going. So, but I don't know. I guess you guys can tell me what you think. But unfortunately for our Wyoming life, whatever, I'm getting cold. So, but for their channel, I don't know. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it'll probably just eventually crash, and then I don't think everybody will leave. I imagine there'll be a few people that'll still stick around, but it really it all kind of just boils down to how she does. If she does it to how Mike always kind of did it, well, then maybe there's a fighting chance that she could keep the channel alive. But if it goes in a direction that is shitty, let's say, then that's the end of it. Like, for me, I don't make great videos. I don't make high quality videos. I don't put tons of music on my videos. I don't get all the fancy action shots and all that shit like that. Okay, well, in order to get action shots, you need a drone or another person or a camera. I don't have any of that. I have my GoPro, which is on the brink of dying. It needs a new battery again, but you can only do so much with that too before the battery craps out, right? So there's only so much I can do. So, but unfortunately, what do you do, So, but yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about that's going to be pretty much the end of that channel. I would hate to say that, but I don't know what else to tell you guys, because I don't know if she's going to be able to keep up with it. I think she'll eventually snap from all the pressure, and then that'll just be the end of it. So, but all we can do is just wait and see what the future tells us. I mean, yeah, maybe they're getting a divorce now, but maybe in 5 years, maybe they'll get back together. I mean, who knows? You know, but I don't know. They got things they got to work out, and if they're doing it, that's good. But if it's actually fixing any of the problems, I kind of doubt it, because then he probably wouldn't be getting a divorce. You know, so. But whatever. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's up to them. They can split if they want to, but I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. I just find it so hard to want to. You make videos for all these years, and then it's like the next minute you're leaving. So I don't know, but I guess you guys can leave your 2 cents. But for me, channel won't be around too much longer. I think since that video went up, somebody left a comment saying that there had already been well over 1,000 people that have unsubscribed. But that's because, you know, Mike is leaving, and they're pissed off about it. But I don't know. I would just say give the wife a chance, see if she can do it, and if she can't do it, well then it's time to just leave. You know, it's because it's not going to be the same, obviously, but I don't know. But like I said, all you can do is just wait, see what the future tells us, and maybe it'll go positive or it'll go negative, you know. So, but only time will tell. So, but anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. I just want to give you guys that little bit, and whatever else. So, yeah. Anyways, guys, I'm going to take off. So I guess I have a good day and stuff. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Take her easy.